The rise and fall of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, 911-609 BC. For nearly 3 centuries, the Neo-Assyrian Empire stood as the most powerful force in the ancient world. From the banks of the Tigris River, they forged a kingdom of conquest, innovation, and terror. But no empire lasts forever. This is the story of the rise and fall of Assyria, the dawn of a superpower, 911-745 BC. In 911 BC, King Adad-nirari-Sut laid the foundations of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. He expanded Assyrian control and secured trade routes. His successors, like Ashurbanipal II, embraced brutal military tactics, impaling enemies and deporting entire populations to secure dominance. With iron weapons, siege engines, and professional armies, Assyria became a war machine. Their soldiers, clad in bronze helmets and scale armor, marched with discipline, striking fear into their enemies. But the real transformation was yet to come. Beyond warfare, Assyrian kings expanded irrigation, constructed roads, and centralized administration. The empire's infrastructure laid the groundwork for future conquests. Despite their militaristic dominance, the Assyrians were also skilled builders, administrators, and traders. Cities flourished under their rule, with temples, palaces, and libraries showcasing their cultural sophistication. The Age of Expansion, 745-705 BC. The mid-8th century saw a turning point. Tiglath-Pileser III revolutionized the military, introducing standing armies and road networks. Under Sargon II, Assyria reached its peak, conquering Babylon, parts of Egypt, and vast territories in the Levant. With military might came a dark reputation. Assyria's name was synonymous with terror. The empire implemented mass deportations to weaken resistance, relocating thousands of conquered peoples. But even the greatest war machines have weaknesses. The empire was growing too large to control. Rebellions brewed in the provinces. The cracks in Assyria's foundation were beginning to form. As Assyria expanded, so too did the struggles for power. Infighting among the elite weakened the empire from within, as ambitious generals and governors sought to carve out their own authority. Sennacherib and the Siege of Jerusalem, 705-681 BC. Sennacherib, one of Assyria's most famous kings, waged war against Judah. The Siege of Jerusalem in 701 BC became legendary. The Bible claims divine intervention saved the city, while Assyrian records boast of Hezekiah's surrender. The truth? Somewhere in between. Sennacherib wasn't just a warrior, he was a builder. Nineveh became the grandest city of its time, boasting vast palaces, temples, and the world's first known library. Yet his reign ended in tragedy. Betrayed by his own sons, Sennacherib was assassinated inside a temple, one of history's greatest rulers brought down by treachery. This act of betrayal sent shockwaves through the empire, exposing deep fractures in Assyria's ruling class. The empire was still mighty, but its fate was becoming uncertain. The fall of Nineveh, 627–609 BC. The final blow came in 612 BC. A coalition of Babylonians, Medes, and Scythians besieged Nineveh. Once thought invincible, the Assyrian capital fell after a brutal siege. After years of civil war, weak leadership, and internal strife, the once mighty empire collapsed. The great palaces of Nineveh burned, their riches plundered by its enemies. But how did such a vast empire collapse so quickly? The answer lies in overextension, rebellion, and the rise of new powers like Babylon and Media, who seized their moment to strike. The fall of Nineveh did not mean an immediate end. Assyrian remnants fought on for a few more years, but without their heartland, their power quickly faded. By 609 BC, the Neo-Assyrian Empire had officially ceased to exist. The Assyrian legacy. Though the empire fell, its influence never disappeared. Assyrian innovations in military strategy, administration, and infrastructure shaped future empires, from Babylon to Persia and beyond. Their records, carved into clay tablets, provide some of the earliest written histories. Their military techniques influenced warfare for centuries. Even their brutal reputation has left a lasting mark on how we remember them. Empires rise and empires fall, but history never forgets. This was the story of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, a civilization that shaped the ancient world and left echoes that still resonate today. The past may be buried in ruins, but its stories continue to shape our present. This was the rise and fall of the Neo-Assyrian Empire.